Out on a walk today in near Nottingham and Pierpoint Nature Reserve, and they built themselves a Saxon-esque herberg, from 600 years ago, in the style of basically a cottage. And this is where I'm doing my wee spot of reading today. Beautiful. It's all kitted out for bird watchers. Looking out onto the lake. I definitely feel a bit Carthusian today, like a grand Carthusian sitting by this lakeside, just enjoying the sound of swans and birds and ducks and geese. And you can hear the rattle of the motorway in the background. Well, that's okay. Today I'm looking at this beautiful book, Nous avons vu la vraie lumière, we have seen the true light, and that's an exclamation from the Orthodox liturgy, of course. Père Placide de Sales, he, very learned French convert, I think he was Benedictine originally, became an Orthodox archimandrite. In France, big ministry, even to the Greeks. You'll see him on YouTube, bilingually giving talks in Cyprus and Greece on orthodoxy, which is quite an accomplishment for a convert, shall we say, if one can call it so. He writes brilliantly. He's got a lecture on orthodoxy in the West on YouTube, which no, it doesn't have subtitles in English, but if you can speak French, well worth checking him out. This book is basically about the monastic life, its spirit, and the texts, the early texts that kind of shaped it. So there's going to be mention, of course, of the whole spirit that's behind monasticism, as well as the great movements within it, from the Desert Fathers as the foundation, St. Basil, St. Benedict in the West, St. John Cassian and Evagrius Ponticus in between. There'll be talk of the keeping of the heart, the way of the heart, continual prayer. The life of Anthony is discussed in quite detail. Spiritual combat, the great rules that have formed the monastic movement from the 3rd century to the 12th. And yeah, lots of conferences kind of summarized and studied, commented on from Père Placide de Sales. And I've been looking at today La Vie Angélique, the monastic life as kind of living the life of an angel on this earth as best as possible. And that's a theme that you hear a lot from the Orthodox today. Est-ce disait Saint Jean Climac, celui qui imite en un corps terrestre et misérable l'état et la vie des incorporels. He who strives to live in this miserable body that we dwell, the angelic incorporeal life, a life of prayer, a life of remembrance of God. And he says something quite remarkable here, that it's hard for us living in the world to have the remembrance of God at all times. In fact, it's nigh impossible unless you're a millionaire. You have to go out into work, and you've got all kinds of people around you that are not interested, and who demand that you're not interested, that your mind's on your work to the maximum possible. And with all the noise and things going on, the cares and woes of the world, it can be very difficult to keep your mind on God other than set times in the day. And he says, if that's your vocation, that's beautiful, and that's fine, and God will work with that. Of course he will, and honor the effort. He does acknowledge that some people have their hearts so burning with love of God from the depth of their heart, that even though they do, like a surgeon might be out there doing surgery and his mind's completely on the work that he's doing, or a teacher or whatnot, completely on the work that they have to do, apart from brief moments, but the heart is burning with such love of God. There's such divine charity in the heart that it's kept alight. And obviously this would be the ideal for all of us. And I suppose this is what we can take away from experience at monasteries. I know a lot of, Orthodox priests living in the world would go to a monastery, an Orthodox monastery, and you even just go there for a liturgy. But if you go there for a day or two, or if you're blessed a week or more, it's a great way of restoking the fire, to be able to go back out into the world with the heart on fire for love with God.